Welcome to the Harvesting Wisdom podcast. Together we explore the vast landscapes of life, delving into the rich soil of experiences, sowing the seeds of curiosity, and harvesting the profound wisdom that each episode unfolds.
Hi, welcome back to Harvesting Wisdom. I'm Dr. Joe Roselle, the Chief Operating Officer for Urban Farming Education. Super excited to be here with our first guest, Myesha from Red Velvet Bakery. You know, we work on a lot of projects in the community, and that's something you're really engaged in. You've come to a lot of our conferences, a lot of our events. Let's first talk about what it is the bakery does. I know that you work for the City of Phoenix, but you have this amazing bakery, and whenever anybody asks me why Red Velvet is so successful, I always say, well, it's because they're so engaged and involved in the community. So let's hear about the bakery and why you started it and where that passion came from.
Yeah, I started the bakery, one, just to bring people together. That's one thing that my grandmother taught me. This is her recipe, by the way. Red Velvet Recipes is the business name. I go by Red Velvet Bakery so people know that we're a bakery, because a lot of times I say, do you pass out recipes? But I do have a recipe book. You can find it on Amazon. And it's called Red Velvet Recipes, Cakes and Cupcakes. But I enjoy bringing people together. It's not just a bakery. It's also a community space. I've held lots of organizational meetings, team builder meetings, trainings. And it's a good workspace, just for myself and staff, just to go out and, have a nice rest space.
And you kind of hit the nail on the head. You said that you want to bring people together, and part of bringing people together is developing relationships. You have great relationships with community leaders, community members. You have an event coming up, and you're going to be the host for the South Mountain Levine Chamber of Commerce Easter event. And you have some great sponsors. So tell us about that upcoming event.
We have some wonderful sponsors. And so we have two of our City of Phoenix elected officials, Keisha Hodge Washington, which represents District 8. District 7 is Carlos Elvera Galindo. He is District 7. And then we also have Solera Vista Apartments that is located on 32nd Street, brand new apartments, 32nd Street in Southern. And they're also going to be a sponsor as well. A lot of people are coming to me because they want to sponsor. They want to be a part of this event. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a DJ. The Easter Bunny will be there to take pictures with. We're going to hand out 150 Easter baskets to families. So you got to get there fast. And we're going to have a very famous foodie. His name is Randizzle, and he's known for his hamburgers.
And I could tell you from experiences, we at Urban Farming Education always look for organizations that have similar core values. And ours is community, yours is as well. So talk to me a little bit about the importance of what you bring to your partners when you bake for them. I know that one of the reasons we use you as your local bakery, but you also help us brand our cupcakes and put that out there. And you participate in the events. So tell us a little bit of what it's like when somebody partners with you, from the types of services you provide because you're more than just cupcakes.
Yes. So we do offer catering services, and so we have lots of different type of appetizers, finger foods, breakfast foods, and lunch foods. And so mostly cold, and they're very delicious, of course. And then, of course, all of our different pastries. Also, like you said, we offer the branded cupcake. And so we can put your logo on our cupcake, your logo, your name, whatever you're trying to capture. It really gets the attention of your guests. They're like, wow, how'd you do that? And it's tasty too. It's an edible image, and it tastes good too. You can't even taste that it's something on top of your cake. Wonderful.
So in addition to being a local business, being engaged with communities, making sure that you're involved in the events you're at, you also have some very important sustainability initiatives coming up.
I do. I do have one space that I'm getting ready, working with my electrician, and I'm going to have one electrical vehicle space to charge a vehicle. And I also have, with my cold brews, we also serve cold brews at our bakery. We have a sugarcane straw, and it's a very sturdy, and it's long lasting too.
So for everybody out there that's looking for a sustainable choice, I know that Myesha is working with the City of Phoenix and working with the green certification. So it's lighting, it's waste disposable, or how you dispose of your waste. So you're actually looking at at a waste management plan
Yes,
and
we
a
are
green
actively
solutions
looking.
plan as well.
Yeah, we're actively looking for a waste management plan because I think that is also attractive for a business to let others know that you're trying to be sustainable as well and, save our planet.
And this is really important too. In talking with you about sustainability, one of the side benefits, you're helping the planet. You're aligning with a lot of sustainable customers out there. But the big thing is you actually save money when you use the energy efficient light bulbs. When you use better waste management systems, you're actually saving money as well. So you have a couple of events coming up too within the community because of your affiliation with the South Mountain Levine Chamber. Talk to us about what organizations or types of organizations Red Velvet likes to partner with, because you're very strategic with who you're working with, and I know that you have a big partnership with a local school district for a golf tournament and some other events coming up as well.
Yes, the South Mountain Levine Chamber of Commerce has partnered with the Levine Education Foundation, and we're going to share the proceeds in that. It goes back to local businesses, and it goes to Levine students for scholarship for high school and college. And so that tournament is May 2nd at Aguila Golf Course in Levine, and we're practically almost sold out.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, and so we're really excited about that. 7 a.m. Shotgun, but there's still a couple seats left for some foursomes and some singles, but it won't last long.
Okay, talk to me a little bit about. I know that when we did our podcast for the Chamber of Commerce, you talked about a little of the experience with your business. I know that when you talk to Myesha or Richard about Red Velvet Bakery, you've had a brick and mortar business now for a little over a year. Talk to us on where it started and how you got started into this business.
Well, it all started because before the bakery, we baked on the side. It was good for vacation money. And somebody said, gosh, you should sell this stuff. It's so good. And then so we listened to them and we started doing it at farmers markets. And then we also like real estate. And so we invested. And because we are geeks about construction and transportation, I knew the South Central Light Rail was coming. And I found a place in 2018 before COVID-19 hit. And the prices skyrocketed. We got a really good deal on the property, and we turned the house into a bakery, which is why it's so roomy, which is why we have a bakery and a good space that would fit up to 30 people comfortably.
Now, the interesting thing is it is a space that's on Central, and you are on the light rail. So great investment because it's going to be very easy to get there, so people can commute and get down to you. But talk to us about what were some of the challenges that you've had to overcome, not only with COVID, but then during construction.
During construction, the prices were going up. Obviously, the construction of light rail, we were restricted. A lot of people didn't, want to go down Central Avenue and was actually told to avoid Central Avenue at all costs. Take the 7s, which is 7th Street and 7th Avenue. And so it literally, I could walk across the street blindly and probably not get hit by a car because it was like a ghost town. So we had to pivot. We had to really put boots on the ground, go out to the community, say, hey, we're here. Stuff people with cupcakes, go on the local TV station and just really be engaged.
Well, and with that too, you also did a great job of communicating the resources and the partnerships and the support for the city. So what are some of the things that the city of Phoenix did to help with business owners on Central?
Well, Valley Metro teamed up with the city of Phoenix, and they helped with marketing. They helped with branding, making sure, because our signage, we didn't have signage probably for just until 6 months ago.
Oh, wow.
The light rail is going to be open May 31st this year. So I was basically with a business with no name tied to the building. And so, because I didn't have a sign, so they gave out banners. They had community events along Central Avenue quarterly, it almost seems. They had also partnered with an organization called Friends of Transit, where every Tuesday, it's like a Tasty Tuesday, they would pick a business to go and patronize a business and write them a check for $500. And also we were on all of their social and media, New Times. So they helped out a lot. I hear it all the time that I'm on their Google ad. A lot of people say, hey, I seen you on my Google ad. My son has already texted me 3 times at school, I guess, when they're doing their research or whatnot. It's like, Mom, I just seen you on my Google ad.
Oh, wow.
So it's working. And thank you, Valley Metro. It's been great.
So 2 other things that you've done, which I think are innovative. And when you talk about sustainability, everyone always thinks of the environment, but really sustainability for businesses are what you do to help, keep your business moving forward. So you've done 2 things that are really innovative. The first is and a lot of people might know this, but Red Velvet Bakery recipes are in a lot of other locations.
Yeah.
So talk to us about how that evolved and some of the places out there now that have Red Velvet Bakery.
Well, that is my passion for the South Mountain Living Chamber of Commerce is well local businesses working together and sharing our products. I have local candy in my store called OG Snacks where they sell their candy out of my store. My cookies are in local coffee shops in Laveen, and they're in several Minute Marts valley-wide. I'm talking Tempe, Chandler, Peoria, Glendale, all around Phoenix. And so also I have a coffee shop in Surprise that the cookies and cupcakes in a jar are in. So we just really had to, again, with the light rail, with the construction, trying to sustain, and also just awareness and letting other people know that we're out there and businesses supporting businesses, because that's like a form of collaboration, we're sharing marketing at that point, because not only do, I'm saying, hey, can you sell my product there? I'm also going to market your business as well.
So that's the interesting thing too, because I know that we've talked about internships, and you are anybody that's out there that's interested in an internship program from any university, community college, definitely reach out to you. But honestly, what people might not realize is that you guys are very engaged in marketing and branding. So when it comes to your social media, how you advertise, I actually go to you guys to get tips. It's really good. So if somebody was out there and said, hey, you know what, I want an opportunity, an internship, you've got the bakery, which if you're a baker, definitely reach out. But what are some of the other things that you would offer as far as an internship for Red Velvet Bakery?
Oh, definitely. Marketing, you can never get enough marketing. And so if somebody wants to come and show me what they got with the marketing and wanted to dab into it and utilize our space to do that, we would love to. And we have non-paid and paid internship opportunities.
So what would a bakery bakery internship look like? They would actually come work, they would actually cook, but what is kind of the goal then that you want them to do?
The goal is to really customer service and be a part of the events. We hold so many different events. It'll be great if they can come in the evening time and help with the marketing, help with the build up that leads to our event, help out at the event, and then they also get to network as well.
And so what I tell people too is when you think about passing on an internship from a small business, it's not just about what they produce, but it's how they're surviving and engaging, interacting. So all the marketing, the branding, all the sales that you have to do, there's a lot of consistency based on the size of businesses, regardless of what you're selling. So
That's right.
It really is a good opportunity for them to come and learn and as far as what you're doing. And you're accepting applications, right?
Yes, I'm accepting applications now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So when you think of your business over the last year or so, what are some of the high points? What are some of the things that you are the most proud of? I know that you've been recognized a lot for your engagement and your leadership within our community. You've been recognized by the Chamber of Commerce. You've been recognized by the City of Phoenix. But what have been your high points and some of the things you've been able to accomplish as far as a bakery in the community?
I think just being able to pivot and not just have pastries. I think being able to pivot and be able to provide catering services, because I can cook too, and I can prepare. That's part of the, growing up, this is all they're from my roots. The baking is from my roots, from my grandmother. And so my mother can cook, my father can cook. I come from a cooking family. And I was like, well, I can prepare things and make it look good too. And it's about presentation too. I really call it, pride myself on presentation.
And I have to say, you not only catered for urban farming, but also for the Arizona Compost Council. Nothing but compliments. And I'd have to say, anyone that's out there, if you don't understand the true value of having somebody local and having them actually attend your events, interact with your guests, be a champion for your cause, that's definitely what you've done for every organization that when you come and helped us out. So it's been great as well. Where do you see yourself going in the future? What are your big goals for the bakery?
My big goals for the bakery is expansion. I want to be in major cities like Sedona, Tempe. I wouldn't mind. My favorite place, my home away from home, is California. I mean, I think that's my number one jam, is to be able to retire and have a little cupcake truck on Oceanside Beach and sell some cupcakes. And that would be my way of my play money. So when I'm done in the morning and connecting with people and connecting with the community, which I love, they said when you do something that you love, it's not work. So that's what I see myself doing.
Okay, and Richard
in the
same
next
way?
5 years at that.
So you and Richard too with the truck, or I know your kids have a business as well too, right?
Yeah, they do have a business. They like to grill with their dad. So it's called J and Bay's Grill. So maybe one day they can be interviewed on the podcast and maybe you can get
The
a
whole family
glizzy.
on.
Yeah, maybe you can get a glizzy.
Absolutely.
A gourmet hot dog.
So anybody out there that's looking for not only catering or cupcakes to host an event in the bakery or have them come to you,
Yeah.
that's a great thing about you guys. You definitely participate. Now, when we talked about branded cupcakes, I would challenge anybody out there. You have a budget of $3, $4, $5 a person. I want you to think of when was the last time you kept anything you got at a conference. It gets thrown out. Sometimes it doesn't even make it to the car. So I could say the same thing about your cupcakes. They don't make it to the car,
Right.
but at least they're eaten and then they're gone.
That's right.
How many leftovers did we have at the conference? 0. So we never have leftovers. So that's always our stand to gift. It's always good. We get to celebrate our partners. So it's really great to see. So we have a couple of events coming up with the Chamber of Commerce, which we're both part of.
Yeah.
We have the Easter celebration.
Yep.
And
April 19th.
And then we also have our upcoming 4th of July celebration as well.
Yep. After the golf, we have April, the Easter community event, then our golf tournament, and then we have our 4th of July celebration. We haven't got a location yet, but it's going to be a great event. And SRP is going to be part of that, which is one of our members and sponsors.
So my last endorsement is my acid test for a business is, will you drive across town for it? And then as my wife says, great, you drive across town, but they never make it back. So that's a testimony to your cupcakes. I don't think my family's ever tried them because they never make it home. So they're great. So you are definitely the number one bakery. And at the conference, I said, you're our exclusive vendor now for food and events because you guys do such an amazing thing. So,
oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So thanks again, and we hope to see you at our next event. We have our guest that's joining us remotely from North Carolina, Greenworks, to talk about not only the conference and what we're able to accomplish there, but about our upcoming event on Earth Day, where we're partnering with Green Living Magazine. So, Susan, welcome to the program. So glad you could be here today.
Nice to be here and to join you remotely. We love working with the team out in Arizona. So anyway, always happy to jump on.
So first of all, love the T-shirt, and we're going to talk about Earth Day here in a second. But let's dive into the great opportunity Urban Farming Education had to work with Greenworks. First of all, Agave Environmental, that's our parent company, purchased 2 Optimus trailers from Greenworks, and we're really excited. So the team came out on location to one of our sites in South Mountain, and we pulled out all the equipment and took some pictures and photographs, and just the initial reaction, not only from the team members who thought the equipment was incredibly quiet, it functioned really well, but also what a great reaction from the community members. It was just like moths to a flame. Everybody came over and took a look. We're super excited that their community was going to be serviced by electrical equipment that you can't really hear. So it was really exciting. Did you have any feedback from the team that came out and helped set that up last Friday?
They were very excited, enjoyed their time there. So they got to talk to a lot of people, and educators are a big supporter of Greenworks. We've had landscapers that have come to us and said literally teachers have come out and hugged them because the equipment is so quiet and doesn't make noise. And so that's great, but also from the operator's perspective, it's so easy to handle. It's so nice. They enjoy the equipment. It's a much better user experience for the operator. So there's just so many benefits from the operator, the community, the landscaper, and you're sustainable and you're also saving money at the same time. So it's really a win-win. Most homeowners in most categories, 50 to 70% of homeowners buy electric over gas in outdoor power equipment. The transition to the commercial has been slower simply because the equipment needs to be more durable. The battery solutions need to last longer. And it's only recently, after 7 to 15 to 20 years of getting a solution that can be with the crew all day and provide them the charging solution that they need from sun up to sundown, no matter what situation or circumstance they're in. So super excited that our first Optimus Crew, and we refer to Optimus Crew as taking an entire crew and changing out their trailer to Optimus, from the charging, the ride-ons, the walk-behinds, the handhelds. Usually most landscapers that transition, they'll do it in one piece of equipment at a time because they're scared to go all in. So we're really, proud that Agave is first in the U.S. to become an official Optimus Crew member. So we hope to, by the end of the year, we've got 50 to 100 full crews and countless other crews using parts, that they may, we had one big landscaper out in California. They're changing all their zero turns first, and then they're going to, go at it sequentially like that, which is fine. So I think however it best meets the customer's needs is great. I think the beauty is that there's the transition is happening, and it's gaining momentum, and it's a great transition, and it's beloved by all that from whatever perspective you are coming at it from.
Yeah, and that's it's really important to mention too that you do have two distinct lines. One is commercial, one's residential. You're currently already in Costco's and other box stores. So the surprising part to me was when people were walking by, they said, "Oh, I've got your products already in my garage." So they didn't realize there was a commercial application. So they were very complimentary and positive as well too. In addition to that, it was really exciting to have Josh there come in and do a breakout session where he actually spotlighted some of the equipment for all of the schools and the gardeners. And really all we wanted to do was make a connection between Grand Canyon University and Greenworks, but the city of Phoenix was interested, and some of our local school districts were interested as well too, for a lot of the reasons you're saying. It's quieter. You're not using gas, so there's all those benefits for using the electric equipment. So the good news is people saw it right away. They were really excited about it. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys could be a part of that. But you have this interesting shirt on Earth Day celebration. So we're going to let you talk about what you guys are going to do, because we're going to partner with you with Green Living Magazine. But talk to us about your huge your Earth Day, because with you, it's not a day. I think it's a month, right?
Right. So we're, the shirt says Earth Day every day, but we're taking this opportunity to celebrate Earth Month. And actually our goal is long-term is that we are celebrating Earth Day every day. At Greenworks, we are celebrating every day, but we want to be able to share that message. So we are kicking off in a week on April 1st. No joke, no Fool's Day for us. Our Earth Day every day promotion, and we've got lots of exciting opportunities. We're taking each week of the month, starting the week of April 7th, and we're having a bike to work week, and we're offering a promotion where we're giving away an electric bike. Then we've got a Mow It Forward week, which is the second week in April, where we're asking you to go out and mow a lawn for a neighbor, for a friend, for a family member. It's kind of like taking from the pay it forward, you mow it forward, and we're giving away a free mower. Week 3 is wash away waste, and that's going to be focused on pressure washers, and we'll be giving away one of our pressure washers. And then the last week leading into the 1st of May is our renewed week, renewed and renewal. We've got a full line of renewed products that will be up to 50% off the entire month, but we're going to celebrate that final week with the renewal line that it doesn't wear out. We can renew it and resell it, reuse it, and we'll be giving away some of that products. And then we're like, hey, we really don't want to stop at the end of April. So we're doing a bonus where we're asking for Greenworks and Me are my green and Me, my green story, where we're giving people 30 days to tell us why green and me, why do they want to go green, and they just have to send us a short little video, post it or send it to us, and we're going to pick one lucky winner that gets a full suite of electric tools for the winter. So we're very excited. We've got many properties that we're partnering with that will be going out and doing beautification. We've got Chip Wade, who's a former HGTV host, and he now is building these beautiful perched tree houses in the North Georgia mountains. And we're doing he's actually a spokesperson for the overall promotion. We've got John King, who's also in the North Georgia mountains, that is a inspiring country music singer and songwriter that just bought 15 acres, and he's building his family home. So we're going to be, we've donated a lot of equipment to him that he's going to be testing out, and we're doing a project on his land as well. And he does this nice thing that will be kicking off and ending Earth Month with is he does these campfire sessions where you sit around a campfire and sing a song. So that is how we'll be kicking off Earth Month, as we're going to be at his property and doing a campfire session, and then we'll go back at the end of the month and do another one. And as both of these properties, as that we won't do all the work in April because we have to base it on when they're ready for us, but we will keep the engagement going, as we go through the year. So it's exciting. We've got the North Carolina Arboretum that we're going in and building a children's garden. We've got another event in Greenville, South Carolina, where we're putting a small garden in, and we're inviting, it's part of a influencer event where 50 plus content creators and influencers are going to come in, and we're going to have them, create some pressure washer art, do a little relay, and then help us plant a garden. So those are just a few of the things that we have planned for Earth Month. So it's going to be a busy month, but it's going to be exciting. And then, we planned, to by the end of this year, early next year, announce how we're really going to continue to roll out Earth Day every day.
Yeah, we're really excited because we're going to be supporting some of those efforts when we partner with Green Living Magazine. We have a podcast scheduled that day, and the exciting thing about in talking with you about this is it's not a local event. You're really doing things across the country, and it's about sharing the experience with your partners. So we're really excited to share those stories, and that's something that we'll be connecting with as we get closer to have somebody from Greenworks, those celebrations, go live. The other thing I really want to mention too was there was lots of highlights at the conference last weekend, but you could actually hear an audible gasp when they found out that Greenworks was making a donation to the GCU garden. So it absolutely generated lots of enthusiasm. The kids are really excited, and basically what we told the community, the purpose of the conference was we wanted to close the gap between information and action. So everybody there was required to interact and talk about what they're doing next. But the other piece we wanted really was to leave a social footprint. So we're thrilled that you guys are helping to build or give tools to the garden that we put in place. Our other partner, Chase Building Team, did a project before, and so did Swell Seed and Water. So there's actually a garden, but now they have the tools to actually dive in and maintain that garden. So it was absolutely exciting. We'll have to send pictures of the college kids once we get them using your actual equipment. But that was probably the biggest reaction that we had during the conference. So it was great.
That's good. We like to see our equipment out there, and we know getting it in the hands of people, especially people that are involved in space, is the best way to promote it because once you use it, it speaks for itself, and it is distinctive. People take note. For me, just personally, whenever I hear a noisy gas blower or mower. It almost makes me mad because I'm like, it's just very disruptive, and it's so much better to have electric equipment. So I think once you're tuned into it, people instantly get that, and then it's just cool equipment. It's well designed, ergonomically friendly. It has a cool factor. That's another thing we hear from professionals and people using it, is that they like the way it looks, they like the way it feels, and it gets it attracts a lot of attention.
Yeah, and honestly, one of the things that one of our teammates said was, this really is a great solution if you're looking to go green. People have choices, and the products are great, and that's something that we want to make sure that we want to share often too. That there has been some hesitation in the past to go green because they thought the quality wasn't there, but after seeing these, there wasn't one person at the conference that still had a question. They all said the same thing. If they're ready to buy, it's definitely something they're going to consider. So that's something. The other too is from the vice president who made the announcement down, every one of your employees was very friendly, very willing to engage. So just can't say enough about your team. We were glad to have you there, and looking forward to seeing at least some of you on Earth Day, April 22nd, during our next podcast.
Absolutely. We will be ready, willing, and waiting. We'll be out there getting our hands dirty. I'm going to split my time. I'm going to get up and go to Asheville first, which is a couple hours away. And I'm really glad we were able to get something going there just because of all the hurricane damage. Anything that we can do to clean out, beautify is great. And then from there, we're going to head over to the North Georgia mountains and spend some time with Chip and John King. So I think they're going to, we're going to have people in and out of there all year. So it's
fantastic.
Fun. You're ready.
Yeah, I'm going to make you a deal. I'm going to send you a bottle of our wine and one of our T-shirts. I have to get one of those shirts, so you're going to have to send me one. So it's such a good deal.
We've got extras, and your name is on one. So
excellent.
Tell me how many you need, and they're actually at my desk at the office.
Excellent. So, well, thanks again for joining us. We look to seeing you again next month. And from North Carolina, one of our great partners in sustainability, Greenworks. Thanks so much for joining us, Susan.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, welcome back to Harvesting Wisdom. I am the Chief Operating Officer for Urban Farming Education, and I'm sitting in for our esteemed host, Mike McMahon. He's traveling this week. And I have I'm very excited about this next guest, Dori from Green Living Magazine, because not only do we have upcoming events, but we've had lots of great partnerships in the past. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Dori from Green Living Magazine.
All right, Joe. I'm so glad to be here. Love everything about Harvesting Wisdom as well as UFE, and we've had a great partnership for a number of years. I'm the publisher of Green Living Magazine, and we're excited to share with you about an event that we're doing for Earth Day.
But first, let's dive into Green Living Magazine, because the first thing everyone says when they look at it is, wow, this is so visually pleasing. There's such a wide array of stories. Tell us the backstory about Green Living Magazine. How did it start? How did it evolve from where it started to where it is? Because you're one of the few green living magazines or sustainable magazines in the country. So tell us about how it started and how you got to where you are today.
Okay. I'll clarify. As of now, we are the only green.
The only one? Wow.
Yeah. Throughout COVID, I think they all have gone on closed shop and done other things, but Green Living is the only green lifestyle magazine in the U.S. currently. So I'd been in publications for a number of years, apartment, multifamily publications previously. I had a business partner, and some people came to him and said, why don't you start a lifestyle magazine in Scottsdale? And he's like, what, are you crazy? There's like so many of them. And then someone came to him and said, how about a green lifestyle magazine? We did our due diligence. There was nothing like it. At the time, USA Today even had a Green Living magazine. And we were born, and a couple years in, we started doing events. I bought my business partner out, and we were doing launch parties on a monthly basis, and we rebranded about 10 years in, and we're really just trying to connect the community on simple solutions that you can do to make this world a better place. We have articles on technology, farming, gardening, and as well as products, as well as fashion, as well as businesses that are doing good for the planet, and architecture and design, basically everything. Sustainability touches every part of your life.
Yeah, and so that's a really important distinction. It's not just a lifestyle magazine. You really are making quality connections to people with sustainable resources in your community. And one of the things I want you to circle back to is it's not just a magazine. You do a lot of events and one of the things that we try to do with urban farming education is close the gap between information and action. So you're actually giving people the opportunity to meet the founders of these companies, interact with their product. So talk to us about maybe your last one or some of the things you've seen people able to do by attending some of these events.
Well, our last issue was the female issue, and we had Eliza Schlesinger, who's a comedian, and it took us a couple years to actually get her in on the cover of the magazine, and her story is just great. She's an eco-conscious warrior. So it was really highlighting a whole bunch of amazing women in this issue. So next, you said about events.
Yeah.
So the different events that we do, we had a health and wellness event, and we try to tap into different communities throughout Arizona. So that was out in Goodyear. So we got to connect with Goodyear. We were at an apartment community that was doing a grand opening, but we had a fashion show. We had live music. We had people talking about water. We had a construction company talking about Herky Wall, which is the technology in the building. And people just connected, could get massages. There were a whole bunch of different vendors. We had a nutritionist speak about different things, the power of the microbiome, different things like that.
So not only do you have these great events, but you also are really involved in the community too. So you attend a lot of our events, and I'm sure you do that with your other partners as well. But I've started talking to people about your upcoming Earth Day event, and a lot of them said, well, what's going to happen? What's there? And they said, wow, it's not what I thought. You're going to have experts from fields there. You're going to have mayors from across the country. Talk to us about what you hope to accomplish with this event coming up.
So the future of sustainability, the time is to act as now. So we will have Mayor Gallego is coming back for the 4th year in a row. She is a big supporter, fan of the magazine. We'll have a mayoral panel. We are going to be talking about water, and we'll have someone from the Kyle Center. We're going to have someone from the governor's office talking about water policy. And then we've got someone from Central Arizona Project for the water. And then we're talking about data centers and energy and water, as well as transportation and sustainable lifestyle. We're even having the owner of Cul-de-sac. Are you familiar with that community?
No.
It's a carless community.
Oh, wow.
It's the first carless community in the United States. So Ryan Johnson will be speaking about that, as well as the CEO of Valley Metro, which I know we mentioned Valley Metro before and all the great things that they're doing with the light rail and things like that. And then we are partnering with the Arizona Compost Council.
Yes, I have my shirt on. So.
And working with you, and we will be talking about soil health, and you have a few thought leaders on that panel.
Yeah, we're really excited. We're going to have Dr. Blankenship from the U of A there, and we're going to pull professors from the different universities. And really what the Arizona Compost Council wants to do is we want people to be aware of why soil health is so important, not only for water usage. If you use compost on your crops, you use 20 to 30% less water, which is important in the Southwest, but it also helps with erosion when we have extreme climate events and it rains a lot. Those fields that have compost on them are less likely to have their soil washed because they can absorb more water, which is exciting. And I obviously will not be leading that panel. We're going to have the experts talk, but really the Arizona Compost Council feels very strongly that we want to educate the community so they understand the importance. So when we go out to have the ask, that they understand why we're doing what we're doing. One of the panels I'm really excited about is your mayoral panel, because you said you've done this before, but well, tell us what they're going to be presenting on, because I found this very exciting.
Well, we're going to be asking the mayors what are their sustainability initiatives, what are their challenges, and what are they facing. For example, a mayor in the West Side has different water issues than a mayor of someone in Queen Creek, and what are they dealing with in terms of public works and different things like that. So basically all sustainability initiatives, and what are they going to do in the next 6 months? What are their goals and their initiatives, and how are they going to attain them?
And honestly, that's really important. And for me, as somebody that's the president of the Arizona Compost Council, I didn't realize that the city of Phoenix had such a robust sustainability plan, and they've already done some experimentation with composting. So for me to be able to sit and listen where they've gone, where they're going, it's really exciting. But you also have some interesting breakouts or panels on the data centers and what challenges. What are they going to be discussing when they do the data centers?
Data centers are actually using less water. That used to be a huge issue for data centers, so they'll be touching on that, and then also on energy. And then maybe, do any of the data centers have solar on them? What else are they doing to really look at their sustainability initiatives as well?
So let's talk about the planning side of it. Do you still have openings for sponsorships? Are you still trying to attract other groups? And if you are, what types of groups are you trying to look to pull in to round out the program?
So we're definitely looking for sponsors. We definitely have tickets for sale as well. And we're looking at all different organizations, because we want to get all different types of cultures. So we want to work with all different chambers, and then anybody that has a sustainability initiative is welcome, from waste companies to gardening companies to fashion. And we will have a couple quick hit sessions as well. So we're going to have a student who's going to the School of Architecture currently. She's going to talk about hempcrete.
Oh, wow.
And then she's also going to talk about a tiny home that she built. And then we have JD from Recycled City, as well as Bill Kingman from Mill. They're going to talk about compost as well. And then what I'm really excited about, and what we're looking for partners on, is our happy hour. At our happy hour, it's going to be interactive. And we've partnered with ASU Theater, and we're going to have an environmental band that's going to be performing live music. But Rachel Bodwith actually created a theater performance called Anthropocene, and it's what's happening with the climate crisis.
Oh, wow.
So we'll have some performers, and it'll be really cool.
I'm excited. So let me just ask one clarifying question. What is an environmental band?
It's a band that sings. They came up with their music all based on the environment.
Okay.
And they actually wrote their own music, and they're completely passionate about the environment, because they feel like we need to really talk about environmental issues more now than ever.
That makes sense. I thought, well, do they use electric, chargeable guitars, or how do they do that? That's really exciting. So we have do you have any other events coming up past April that you're really excited about?
We have a really great event that we're going to be doing at Copenhagen Imports in Phoenix, and it's going to be a fashion event. So that will be on September 17th, and then it's our 15-year anniversary.
Oh, wow.
So in October, we'll be celebrating 15 years, and it's also our Best of Arizona issue. So anybody can nominate. There'll be an ad in the April issue if you want to nominate your favorite green leader, your favorite nonprofit, your favorite wine, your favorite health and wellness product. There's 30 different categories.
And I know that you work with partners from all over the state of Arizona, and I know this because we went to your Best of event, and you recognize people from Sedona, from all over the state of Arizona. Tell us about some of those partners that aren't inside the city of Phoenix, because I know your magazine really goes out to everyone in Arizona.
Correct. We distribute up in Flagstaff, Sedona, Verde Valley. I just created a partnership we're going to be having with Prescott Valley, and we're going to do a green stormwater infrastructure event. And then Tucson, we're working with as well. They're very forward thinking. They're very progressive. And so we work with the different cities, and we highlight different stories about them. Anything from, for example, Marana agritourism, or Camp Verde Flagstaff, we work with them and highlight astrotourism, which people don't may or may not know, but every astronaut that comes to Flagstaff to train.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. So what does the astrotourism look like up there? Do they go to, like, so do they have a training camp? Do people get to experience or meet the astronauts?
It's more about like all the different venues that they have based on astronomy and astrology that you can go visit.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I do know that you
and then it's a dark skies city as well, which they really highlight as well.
So you have kind of the inner track to sustainability. What are some of the trends that you see currently that you've reported in your magazine or that will be in upcoming issues that you're really excited about in Arizona?
Well, I'm really, in general, fashion is a big, most people don't know, but after oil and gas, that's the second industry that's most polluting. So there's a lot of great fashion designers that are coming out of Arizona, and there's a great place called Fabric that incubates fashion designers. I think there's a lot of innovation with having TMSC here and looking at one of the big things that corporations are looking at is how do we get rid of waste. When you're looking at companies like Intel or Nikola, the machinery that they get, they all come in wood. And how do they dispose of that wood? And that's a big, huge issue.
So let's go back to fashion. I know you and I have talked about this. What is your recommendation for fabric on what people should be wearing now? And what's because you've mentioned the reasoning behind it. What recommendations would you make if people are out there looking for clothes as far as the types of fabric we should be wearing now?
Well, organic cotton. Cotton is one of the dirtiest crops. It's one of the most polluted crops. So you definitely don't want regular cotton. You don't want polyester. So hemp, bamboo, any natural fiber. And then I'm a big proponent in consignment shopping. I haven't bought clothes in probably 10 years. And then I do clothing swaps with my girlfriends. And, you meet once a year, you swap clothes, and then, you got a great new look. And
so the type of fabric, and there's been research out there that says that you should wear natural fabrics because the synthetic fabrics actually the chemicals can seep into your skin, and that the research is pretty well established. But when you talk about doing the clothing swaps, it's to fight fast fashion, right?
Correct.
So, and there's a lot of waste due to fast fashion and latest trends. So, I would have known that you do that because you always look so sharp and always so stylish. So, but that's something you found sustainable as far as clothing.
Definitely.
Okay. So,
and jeans are a big other issue because so much water goes into making jeans.
Oh, okay.
So you should not buy new jeans. You should try and use other, jeans that have already, been around. And a lot of sustainable fashion events and things like that, they take jeans and they repurpose them and make them into another outfit or another dress because we have way too many jeans.
So in addition to the events, the magazine, and your passion with fashion, they can find all those events. What other trends or other things that are out there besides fashion are you really passionate when it comes to sustainability?
Water. And then food waste would probably be another, and waste in general.
So what are some of the innovations you've seen as far as water or food waste? I know that Urban Farming Education recently had a partnership with Snooze, and a lot of people don't know that 90% of their waste they recycle, whether it's table scraps or glass or anything in their restaurant. And that's something that they don't advertise. I told them they actually go on a billboard because it's so impressive. But what are some of the innovations or trends or organizations that you're noticing with food waste or with water storage?
Well, water, or in terms of water, there's a local company called Source here that's doing some really cool innovations that they're making water through solar panels. Oh, wow. So that's a huge innovative company, and they came out of, they were graduates of ASU. So I love that company and what they're doing. And then I like to think of practical, simple solutions. And if you think about you're in a restaurant and people don't drink their water, or you're at a conference and so many times there's a full glass of water left. someone could actually take that, put it in a bucket, and they could use it to like water plants or things like that. Because most of the time you go to a conference and that water is just going down the drain.
Yeah.
And water is going to be the next gold. And then was the second in terms of fashion, did you ask? Or in terms of waste? I have to say I'm a big proponent of the Mill Bin and Recycled City. I've been a longtime customer of them. And all of a sudden you're not throwing your food in the trash and it's going out and they pick it up and there's no smell, and then it's being used in our gardens in South Phoenix and people are producing food from it. So I think it's a beautiful circular economy.
Yeah, we partnered, or actually Mill was at the conference as well too, and that's what I told her. I said there's so many things that you want to encourage people to use to help the environment or sustainability, but that one is approachable to everybody. It's a device that you could put in your office or your house. You put food scraps in it and you're right, it doesn't smell, it's not noisy, it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it really does solve a solution, and anybody can do it. You don't need to be a farmer or engineer to figure it out. There's literally an app that does everything for you. So I totally agree. That's a great device. Well, I wanted to thank you for coming on today. If you haven't purchased your ticket for the upcoming Earth Day celebration, there's obviously tickets available. You're probably close to running out, but they can also contact you as well to be a sponsor. You're looking specifically for sponsors for the happy hour though, right?
No, there's other sponsorships available too.
Okay.
Happy hour, and then there's sustainability champions and all different types of levels, whether you want to have a booth at the event or you want to be a main sponsor. Or you want to do a quick hit you can do that.
So if you're somebody that's interested in sustainability and learning more across different industries, which I think is great, because sometimes when people think of sustainability, they're like, well, I don't know if I want to buy an electric car. There's so much more out there. And we both drive electric vehicles, so we've obviously bought into that. So a great resource to find out about sustainability, make connections within the community. Definitely reach out. Website, you have socials as well.
Yep, Green Living Mag /events for the event, greenlivingmag.com, and then you can find all of our socials on our website.
And I know you were at the GCU event, and I talked to the previous guest. Is Green Living Magazine interested in taking interns, and do you have a process for that? What would somebody do to be an intern at Green Living Magazine?
They would just go to our website under careers, and they can see all the different opportunities that we have, and then they would reach out to us. But we would love to connect with GCU and get interns as well.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for being a guest. We will be at the conference. I'm hoping to see you there out in the audience. So if you have any questions, please make sure to go to Green Living Magazine's website, become a subscriber. The magazine is always something that we enjoy reading and sharing with our partners. So make sure to check that out. Again, thanks so much for coming today.
Thank you, Joe, so much for having me on the podcast, and love everything that UFE is doing.
Oh, thank you very much. All right. Goodbye.
Thank you for joining the Harvesting Wisdom podcast. Click subscribe and like for ongoing insightful conversations. Explore our webpage for show notes and additional resources. Visit our guests' webpage for deeper insights. Your engagement is the foundation of our journey, and until next time, keep pursuing wisdom.